Welcome to Improve Your English Writing, video number 13. This video is going to cover the three-step editing process, and we're going to discuss clarity, and under clarity we're going to discuss three things: misplaced modifiers, dangling modifiers, and improper pronoun reference. So if you'd like to get notifications for this series, please click subscribe. If you like the video or think others will find it useful, please hit like, and check out links to videos and books in the description. For example, there's a link to the companion book for this series in the description. So let's first discuss misplaced modifiers. So an adjective or adverb may get separated from the word it modifies and describe the wrong word. That is a misplaced modifier. Now, often the reader will understand the meaning, but the misplaced modifier does make the sentence unclear. So, for example, this is an unclear sentence. Many cats are killed by cars roaming unleashed. Technically, roaming unleashed is modifying cars, not cats. Now, most people will understand the sentence because cars usually are not roaming unleashed. So they understand that roaming unleashed is modifying cats, but it's technically, how it's written, roaming unleashed is modifying cars. So you should actually rewrite this. The clear way to write this is many cats roaming unleashed are killed by cars. Another example is, another unclear example is my children selected a lunch from the menu that was mostly sugar. So in this case, that was mostly sugar is modifying the wrong word. It's actually modifying menu when it should be modifying lunch. Now, since most people know that menus are not made of sugar, they will understand that this is actually modifying lunch, but it's actually, as written, unclear. And that's just what I was just saying. So the rewrite of this in a clear, for clarity, is my children selected a lunch that was mostly sugar from the menu. This is modifying this dependent clause phrase is modifying lunch. So let's move on to dangling modifiers. A dangling modifier is an initial verbal phrase that does not describe the following element, or properly describe the following element. And it's usually, it's usually initial verbal phrase with an ending or starting with an ing verb. So we'll see that in the examples. You fix a dangling modifier by 1. You can rewrite the dangling modifier as a dependent clause, or 2. You can change the following clause to start with what the dangling modifier should describe. So here's an example. If none of this made sense, the examples will clear it up for you. Here's an unclear example with a dangling modifier. So you can see we have an ing verb. Walking by the store, a puppy caught my eye. Now, most people would understand this sentence, but it is technically unclear, because the question is, who or what is walking by the store? Walking by the store modifies puppy, and not the actual subject. So let's do the rewrites. There's 2 ways to correct this. That's why I had 1 and 2. So if we rewrite the dangling modifier as a dependent clause, this is sort of rewrite, or one way to rewrite it for clarity. When I walked by the store, a puppy caught my eye. Or you can rewrite it by changing the following clause. Walking by the store, I saw a puppy. Both of these are correct, or they are correctly written for clarity. So let's check out another example. And I'm just going to put up the 2. You can fix it by one of these 2 methods just so we can see them when we're rewriting for the example. So the unclear sentence is, reviewing the comments, it was clear drastic changes are needed. Notice this dangling modifier starting with an ing verb, which is very typical, and reviewing the comments is modifying it. Well, this isn't what this modifies. So reviewing the comments modifies it and not the actual subject. So we need to do rewriting. So the first rewrite is we're going to change the dangling modifier to a dependent clause. And that's, we can rewrite it as, after Amanda reviewed the comments, it was clear drastic changes are needed. Or you can rewrite it by changing the following clause. So reviewing the comments, Amanda decided drastic changes are needed. So those are two possible rewrites for clarity. So let's move on to the last subject, pronoun reference. So a pronoun, that's just he, she, it, they, must clearly refer to the original noun. When they don't clearly refer to the original noun, there's a pronoun reference problem. So the reference problem usually happens when the pronoun refers to more than one noun. This is the general meaning this is the general case. If someone says there's a pronoun reference problem, this is what I'm usually thinking. I'm thinking there's a pronoun that probably refers to two nouns and it needs to be corrected. But technically, you could have a second type of pronoun reference problem. And this is where the pronoun is now far removed from the noun and is a misplaced modifier. Now, some people, when I do my second example, some people will just say that is an example of misplaced modifier, correct, but it is a pronoun reference. But in this case, the type of misplaced modifier is a pronoun. So, well, most of the time, people are referring to this first bullet here when they talk about pronoun reference, but technically, it could be the second. So first unclear sentence example is, Rebecca is often mistaken for Ashley, but she does not mind. The pronoun she could actually refer to Ashley or Rebecca, so you have a problem. You're not too sure when you read this who she is referring to. So, and I default to, usually they used to say she should always refer, if you do this, it should refer to Ashley, but it's actually unclear. So what you should do is rewrite it for clarity, and one easy way to do that is just to substitute, instead of using the pronoun, just go stick the noun in here. In this case, since it's a name, it's a proper noun. Rebecca is often mistaken for Ashley, but Rebecca does not mind. So it could be, if it really meant to be Ashley, then you just stick Ashley here. So, but this case now has to be rewritten for clarity just by getting rid of the pronoun. And the second example is more of the case of the misplaced modifier. Jacob found the bike in the basement his father used. Now, his father used is technically modifying basement. If you spoke this sentence, most people would understand you're referring to bike and not basement. So it is actually an unclear reference or a misplaced modifier. So once again, it's just what I said. His father uses should refer to bike, not basement. So the rewrite would be, Jacob found the bike his father used in the basement. So here now the pronoun reference has been corrected. So that's it for this video. If you would like to get notifications for the series, please click subscribe. If you like the video or think others will find it useful, please click like and check out links to books and videos in the description. Thank you.